Yo, what's up? What's happening? It's another edition of ATL Three Style Podcast. I'm your boy Leo G, man. We doing it big today. We're gonna talk some ATL sports. Before we get into it, man, look, my boy Banks ain't here today, man. Shout out my boy Banks, man. He had to go take care of his family, man. So shout out to him. But y'all see, you know what, man? I say this much here, man. If anybody pulls up in the clutch, it's this man right here that's sitting out to me on my side, man. It's that boy Reggie. Is that Reggie? It's that boy Reggie I see over there from that Footy Mob FOB, man. Shout out Capo Extraordinaire and my main man. What up, Reg?
Man, what's up, man? Always good to join, man. Appreciate you.
Man, absolutely, man. Glad you could jump on, man. Definitely, we're going to talk a little Atlanta sports, man. Long overdue, little soccer talk, man. We'll talk about some of that stuff, man, on the heels of the World Cup, which was very exciting. So we back at it. Most of the world is now back at it, man. All of your European leagues, I think, have just started up, man. Obviously, the PL, we'll get into in just a second. They cranked it up this past weekend. We'll talk the highs and the lows of that. It's just week one, but, you know, everybody going to be in their feelings, Reg. Everybody going to be in their feelings, even though it's week one.
Yeah, you got that right.
But, you know, it's a long season. It's a long grind, man. So, you know, hopefully, man, everybody's team will do what it do and get it back together again. Before we get too far off into the show, Reg, man, I definitely got to shout out my boy Phil over there at Eastlands Woodworking, man. He's still putting in work. Got a lot of stuff going on, man. Hit the QR code, man, if y'all want to check out his work. Y'all want to see what he got going on over there at Eastlands Woodworking, man. He doing a lot of stuff, man. He take custom orders. He do a lot of stuff. So check out his Etsy page, and he'll get you right, man. So look, Reg, man, we'll talk. We'll get into some soccer talk, man. You say I got my Falcon stuff on, man. But Reg, I want to talk to you a little bit, man, because I don't know if you know, man. It's some you know, controversy going on over there in Falcons land, man. It's a lot going on. We got our Falcons preview show, by the way, is gonna be on, I think this is going to be September the 8th, if I'm not mistaken. September the 8th is our Falcons preview show, so we'll definitely do the whole Everything's Falcons for that show, man. But, Reg, it's a lot to talk about up there in Falcons land. We ain't going to go too far off into it, man, but have you been checking out the feeds and seeing what's going on up there?
Break it down for me, man. Please.
So, listen, man, we've talked about this for a couple of podcasts now, man. The Falcons quarterback room, man, has been very suspect, just based on who's in it. And, you know, you got Tua Tagovailoa, you got my man Michael Penix, and now we got another young man that's trying to stick his flag in the ground and say, hey, y'all need to take a look at me and this dude named Jack Strand. We ain't going to talk about that other dude, Bush, Cooper, Scooper, whatever his name is. We ain't going to talk about him. But so last preseason game, man, Falcons go up to Indy, man. They had a whole week of joint practices, and then they ended it on Saturday with the preseason game. Mollywopped the Colts 34-6, in which Jack Strand played a lot of that game, man. I want to say over the majority of it. I think Pooper Scooper got a couple of snaps, and then they put Jack Strand out there. He was like 212 of passing with 2 TDs, man. And yes, man, the man showed out. So now, man, this fan base is like, it's getting wild, man, because, you know, Tua obviously hasn't shown anything, and the reports is that he has stunk it up there. And Penix is not cleared to come back. Penix is not cleared for 11 on 11, which means he's set up to come in this Friday as the Falcons close out preseason down in Miami against the Dolphins, man. So it's a lot of stuff going on up there in Falcons land, especially at the quarterback position, because, Reg, as you know, this quarterback position is something that we hadn't gotten right since number 2 left the building, right?
Yeah. What's the D looking like, though, man?
Was the defense, man. So defensively, right? Like Jeff Ulbrich, shout out to Jeff Ulbrich, man. He's back. Brick is back. You know, he lost his wife, man, but he's one of the holdovers from the last regime. New coach Kevin Stefanski. Everybody's still in their feelings really about him. That's a whole nother conversation, Reg. We all know about coaching changes, right? With several teams here in this city. But listen, I think Brick is going to be okay with who they got defensively, man. Got a lot of people coming back. There are some holes. Obviously, with every team, they're going to have some holes and fall off from season to season. Whether you got, you know, free agents leaving, you know, you bring in new rookies, you get people retiring. It's going to be a lot of shakeups. But I think having Brick back and having the familiarity with his system, I think the guys will be okay. You still got Jesse Bates. You still got AJ Terrell.
Mm-hmm.
You got unfortunately we lost Jalen Walker in camp, man, towards ACL, so he won't be back. But you got Divine Diablo, he's coming back. You got a couple of people that you picked up in the draft that are making some true noise in preseason in this Colts game, man. I think Daniels and Perkins, just to name a couple guys. And then we picked up AJ Terrell's younger brother in the draft. He was the first round pick for us. He's going to come in and help that secondary out as well. So, man, I think defensively, man, I think, we're going to be okay. But right now it's like, okay, what this quarterback room looking like? That's what that's what everybody is trying to figure out, man, is what the quarterback room is going to look like and how we're gonna, crank this thing up. So is it gonna be Penix? Is it gonna be Jack Strand? Is it gonna be Tua? We don't know who's gonna be actually starting week 1. I'm still rolling with my boy Penix, man. I still want to see what he can do. I don't know how much you watched of him last year, Reg, and leading up to him getting hurt, man. But I still think that he can be the man in this league. He just got to have a little time. I know he's been injury prone, man, but I still think he's a good quarterback,
man. Okay. No, I like that, man. I like that. And the brothers, man, that was amazing. I watched the coverage when his brother got drafted with the Falcons. And I mean, look, something got in my eye. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. Something got in my eye. I was like, okay, all right. That's a beautiful thing to see, man.
I mean, it really is, man, to see two brothers. I think this is the first time in the NFL you had two brothers actually playing on the same team like that, man. I mean, to get drafted and both drafted by the same team. There may have been some brothers that came over like in free agency or something like that, but I don't think it's been a situation where you've had two brothers actually get drafted by the same organization and franchise. And to make things even crazier, that they're actually from the city, right? They're actually Westlake High products, man. So they understand, man, what it is to be a Falcon and to be a Dirty Bird, man. So very excited about Avion and AJ back there in the secondary. So that's gonna be cool, man. Like I said, bro, that's what's going on up there in Falcon land. We're gonna do all things Falcons, like I said, coming up. We're gonna do the college show today, man. Obviously, we had to kind of scrap that pivot. We'll come back to the college show when we get our man Banks back, man. Actually, the All Things Falcon show is gonna be September the 7th. My apologies, that's gonna be Labor Day. So we're gonna crank that thing up, man. Well, we'll actually air it. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. You guys will see the Falcons preview show on the 8th. We'll be taping it on the 7th, and it won't be a live show. It'll be coming out on the 8th. Got a lot of surprises and a lot of things for that one as well, man. So, Reg, a lot of stuff going on this time of the year, man. It's when, everything starts to intersect, man. You still got soccer going on here in the States, got soccer starting up overseas. You got baseball still heading down the stretch into the playoffs. So, man, everything is kind of intersecting, man. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk a little Atlanta United, man, because we ain't really had nothing positive to talk about with them here in the last, couple of weeks. After the World Cup break, they come back, man, and they started out like they left off before the World Cup break, stinking it up. But now we got a little momentum, man. Reds 3 in a row, 2-1 over the Red Bulls, 2-1 over Minnesota, I think it was. And then this past week, you had the 2-1 win over Sporting KC over in Mercedes-Benz on this past Sunday, man. Also, we had another signing as well. We'll talk about that just here in a minute. Reds, what got into them? We thought it was over. We thought it was a foregone conclusion that this was a wash, but now they want to play, man. What's been the deal with them kind of turning this thing into a 3-game streak?
Dude, I wish I knew exactly. I wish I had a bug or a fly, somebody in that training room and on the training ground, because it seems to me, man, it's really about mentality, because I'm looking at them, same people, but what I'm seeing though, they're now playing as a team. But you don't see individuals trying to take over the game anymore, At least these last 3 games, they've been playing as a team. And I'm laughing because, my man Muyumba in the midfield has been really stepping up. You know what I mean? Like he literally sees a hole and he fills a hole. So he used to be normally in the midfield, you know, policing, making sure, cleaning up mess and whatnot. But lately, he used to, you look up, the ball is in there. I mean, he's killing them. And I'm like, okay. You see people like him, man. You see Almiron is getting back in gear. They're finding people. Um, the new center back, man. He came out the 70th minute. He got a little gas because it's been a minute for him. But you know, he did well. So we're really starting to gel as a team. I really think it came down to mentality, man. And winning is contagious, and you know how that is. Once you're on a roll, it's difficult. Now you greedy. Now you want more. You're like, okay, let's keep this going. So I was shocked they beat Red Bulls. So when we beat the Red Bulls, man, that surprised me because we rarely beat them. That's our boogeyman.
Yeah.
And they're tough to beat. And then at that time they were 8th in the table, and we were dead last. Now we're 12th.
Yeah. I mean, 3 games up, man. I mean, that's how you do it. Keep it going, man. Look, corny joke here, man. Call them butter because they on the road, right? Listen, listen. You know, I was in the bench just like you were on a couple of weeks ago when we did play the Red Bulls, and you know, like you said, traditionally, man, since the inception of this team, the Red Bulls have been the thorn in our side. We've always talked about these regional rivals, like with Orlando and Nashville and Charlotte now, but traditionally, man, ever since the very first inaugural game, the Red Bulls have kind of had our number, man. But this Red Bulls team does not look like it has been in the past. I remember, you know, a high-pressing Red Bull team that really just gave you fits. I think they changed their form a little bit, man. I know they took the lead early, and then, you know, Atlanta United kind of just walked them down, man, going into the second half. To your point, man, Tristan Muyumba, I mean, dude is not gun shy at all. Now, I don't know where this came from. I don't know who spoke to him and said, hey, man, you know what? If you got your chance, if you take your chance, man, do it. And he has been delivering, man, and he has not missed. And these have been some Golazo type strikes that he's had, man, to score in the last couple of games. Like, is this something that, you know, it was said that, you know, hey, man, you need to take advantage of these opportunities if the ball's at your feet, man, and you got a shot? Because, I mean, like, literally, it's been boom, boom. He gets it at his feet. He gets a little clearance, and he's taking the shots. And they haven't been easy shots either.
They haven't been easy shots at all. I think, man, the coaching staff, I think even Tata probably told him, hey, get higher up, because no one's expecting him to be that high up near the goal. And so you look up, and all of a sudden, you know, he's right there in the final third. And a lot of times, no one's checking for him. So I think, man, somebody said something to him. I think they're working with him.
Yeah, man, I like it. Like I said, man, I don't know if it's too little, too late. You just never know what can happen, especially in the form, you know, in the format that the MLS is set up. If they keep pushing, you know, got games going all the way up into, you know, into October, who knows, man? If they can keep this thing going, they might be able to jump on up in there into their playoff bracket. I'm not gonna hold my breath. But
we 3 points off, though. We 3 points off from the playoff line. So
I mean, anything can happen. I mean, I just got to see more because, like I said, man, you know, we had these conversations about, you know, what was wrong and what it was going to take to turn around. And I personally, I'm going to say it. I didn't think that I didn't think this season was salvageable. I really didn't. Just from what we saw initially, man, it just did not look good at all. I mean, they were getting beat every kind of which way, and it was not. We talked about this, Reg. Mm-hmm. You know, there was no bright points up until as of recently to talk about. I mean, defensively, the form was bad. The midfield, they were getting chewed up. Set pieces were hard. Everything just looked bad, man, from the back all the way up into the front. And so they've kind of turned it around. I guess they've, you know, kind of analyzed what they needed to do. Like you said, Muyumba playing higher. And also, man, Miguel Almiron, man, of course, this isn't the kid that we know from 2017 and 2018, man. But shout out to Miguel Almiron, man, for coming the club's all-time assist leader, man. He just made that mark here in the last game here against Sporting KC. So man, he's getting a little more involved too, man. And I guess they're trying to push it, man, to say, hey, man, we're gonna go out fighting, man, and we're gonna try to push this thing, man, and get to the line if we can, man. Shout out Miguel Almiron, man, who's well, not becoming. He is a legend of Atlanta United. He's a legend, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to Fafa Picault, man, because he's been stepping up like Muyumba. I mean, when they signed Fafa, I was like, who? And man, he's been scoring goals. He that winning goal, man. He that was a back heel.
Yeah, it was. And then he scored I want to say the equalizer or the go ahead in the Red Bulls game, and that was, if I'm not mistaken, was that a header? If I'm not mistaken,
that was a header.
Yeah, going into So Fafa Picault, man. Yeah, he's I didn't really know too much about him, man, but yeah, he's showing some push, man, and showing some real, I guess, excitement. Somebody had to do it. Like I said, somebody had to step up because we were damn so struggling, man. Obviously, man, we lost the striker that we had here. If I'm not mistaken, Latte La, I think they went ahead and they put him on loan. I forget who they put him on loan to, but we ended up getting somebody here. They ended up sending it up. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Rich.
No, I was just saying he's in Germany somewhere.
They sent him over to Germany. But hey, so listen. So maybe this thing worked out crazy because, we thought he was going to be that guy. It just really didn't work out the way we thought it was. But now, just set up, just got a new DP in the house, was there at Mercedes-Benz on this past Sunday, man. I'm gonna try not to butcher this name. I can say Mbolo. I can say that right. Mbolo, man.
Yeah,
that's it, man. I got my man Swiss national coming in, Swiss international player Mbolo coming in to go up into the front for Atlanta United, man. Saw this cat at the Cup and saw some highlights of this dude, man. Reg, man, tell everybody about this guy. This new DP they just got up.
I'm shocked we got him, honestly, because this is I guess surprising to me because he's 29. Then I met him briefly when they announced him. He's a big boy, he's a little bit taller than me. They say he's 6 feet, but I'm 6'1.5". He's taller than me. So he got to be about 6'2", 6'3", scoring, assisting. And he's one of those people, man, you look up and he's in the box already. He kind of he's not Joseph, but he kind of reminds me a little bit of Erling Haaland and also a little bit of Romelu Lukaku. He's got some Lukaku in him too, because he's got the size, the speed, and the eye for the goal. And the highlights, man, he's not scoring little simple goals either. He's just scoring rockets, man.
Yeah, he is scoring rockets. Very strong, very commanding presence in the box, for what I can see. And you made the comparison to Romelu Lukaku. Obviously, I'm very familiar with Lukaku from his days at Man U, and of course, obviously with the Belgium side. Listen, if he can play somewhat like Lukaku and have that presence and that physicality inside, man, and can and create scoring opportunities, I'm all with it, man. I was just, like you said though, trying to mesh styles of play. I don't know where the philosophy is now with Tata. Is he trying to just change it up with what we have? Because we know going back to Tata 2017 World Cup team, this was a team comprised of a bunch of South Americans and a very free-flowing play from the back type team, man. You had a lot of speed. You had pit bulls in the midfield. You could do a lot. This team isn't built like that. So how are we going to see Tata be able to use a striker like Mbolo?
You know what? It's interesting, man. I can see him doing a lot of different things. Of course, when we started, he got to build that team from scratch. So he didn't have to inherit, players who might not necessarily fit in his system. But now his second go round, he's kind of trying to figure out, okay, who fits in what I got right now. And it looks like what he's done, he's brought in some more South Americans. And I guess for them, it's the chemistry, the communication on the pitch. But I also think, too, that he's looking to see, okay, who can I get to really blossom in my system? Because Muyumba, he was good last season. He was good season before, but he wasn't doing like this. And I think he's an example of someone who's probably being formed, probably being moved into the positions that Tata needs. So I'm looking at probably, honestly, January, we might see somebody else new come in to kind of help them, get back into the way that Tata likes, that counter pressing, fast moving, free flowing system you mentioned.
Yeah, obviously, I mean, I don't think he had an opportunity to build a team from scratch. The way the MLS is and the way things are going now, obviously, with the money, the DPs, all of these guys that are coming over now. I mean, every week I look up. Like the other day, I made the joke. I guess I wasn't paying attention. I didn't even know Griezmann was down there in Orlando. You keep hearing these names that you're familiar with, right? From overseas, they're coming in fast and swift, and guys, these teams. I don't know how they're doing this. I mean, obviously, Miami at the forefront of packing this roster with people, and they're not even at the top of the table, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, man, just so I mean, moving forward, man, we'll just have to see how this is all going to materialize with, like you said, in the transfer window in January. Now moving into the actual FIFA calendar with everybody else, what they'll be able to do and who they'll be able to pick up to fit what Tata wants to do. I think it's safe to say that he'll be around here for a minute. Well, it looked shaky though for a minute. I was like, damn, we just got him back.
I was surprised too. Remember when he said that press conference after that one loss? He said, if it wasn't me, I'd have been gone. They'd have got rid of me.
Yeah, if it wasn't what he had done for the franchise, they would have probably bounced him out. That's why I talk about with coaches, man. One thing I can say with the fan base with Atlanta United, man, is they can be critical. I mean, and that's all fan bases. They can be critical of coaches, but we've seen coaches come in here and coaches go. And I think, we've had some coaches that, obviously Tata being the bar, right? We've had some other coaches come in that did well, but just couldn't get us back over the hump to get back to that MLS Cup or even bring the supporter shield here. And I think moving forward, man, it's going to be more competitive. It's going to get harder, especially moving into that new window where the season is going to start just like everybody else, to try to assert themselves and be a top team here, man. We talk about talent coming from across the water over here. And we had our man Rocks talk about, a lot of the intangibles that the MLS has. Reg, do you see another big push, within the next transfer window or going into the next season of stars coming from overseas playing in the MLS? Do you see now that this is going to kind of be maybe the renaissance of the MLS where we finally start seeing some of the talent that we've been hungry for over here?
I do. I really do. I think it's going to be two things that's going to help, though. One is being on the new schedule, like you just said. There are a lot of players, man. I watch the Premier League transfer show every morning. I literally watch it every morning, listen to it every morning before I start work. And there are a lot of players, man, who are young, hungry, and they're not playing right now. They've fallen out of favor. They're like third behind in the depth chart. They might not. Some of these players are not in Europe. They're not going to be in Europe this season, so they don't have the opportunity to play in Champions League or Europa or even Conference League. So you're going to start seeing, I think, some younger players who just need time. They need minutes. They want to go somewhere where they can get minutes and possibly make their national team. So I see probably this next transfer window, and even this time next year, you're going to see some players these young players who we may not have heard of really, but they're going to be coming from Arsenal, going to be coming from City. They're going to be coming from Manchester United, from the big teams, but they're not getting any time. And I would not be surprised if we start seeing that.
And that would be awesome, man. Like I said, man, to finally get a seat at the table where we're being recognized worldwide. I mean, of course, obviously domestically, man, this is what we have. We got a lot of fans that follow all of the leagues, worldwide. But, you want this to be front and center. And Reg, you and I both know we've had these conversations where, hey, we might be on the precipice of seeing it, man. These guys coming over here and making this league, one of the biggest leagues in the world. I mean, we're already there. I mean, I'm not saying, we're nowhere near top 5, but, we're right there, man. I think that, we're knocking at the door of being it, and bringing in that talent to take us over to the next level, man. Speaking of which, let's talk a little bit. We'll pivot and we'll talk a little bit of BL. Shout out Atlanta United. They will play this weekend. They'll take on Charlotte FC down at the Benz on this Saturday, man. If you want to come down, check them out. That's going to be a crazy one there against Charlotte in the house. Footy Mo Beach be tailgating like 17, man. Y'all come down there and holler at me and Reg. I should be there, man. Shout out. Got a little conflict and stuff going on, Reg. We talked about this off air. Shout out to Tuskegee University, man. Shout out men's and women's soccer team down there. Inaugural season going on. Think the women fired that thing up on this Saturday, man. So I'm trying to see if I don't know if I can be in two places at one time. Shout out Bobby Womack, but I might, I don't know. I don't know. You never know with Leo G, man, what I'm gonna do, man. Like I said, man, shout out to Tuskegee men's and women's soccer team, man. Inaugural season down there doing the big at my adopted HBCU. So they're firing it up this weekend, man. But definitely Atlanta United to be at Mercedes-Benz taking on Charlotte FC. I think that's a 7:30 kick. So, man, I'm gonna be at one of them. So holler at me on the yard down at Tuskegee, or holler at me down at Lot 17, and then over at Mercedes-Benz for Atlanta United game. One of the two, man. I might let y'all know where I'm gonna move and where I'm gonna shake. But anyway, man, we'll move on. We'll talk a little bit of Premier League, man, before we close this thing out. Reg, man, this past weekend, man, Premier League started up, man, fired up as it usually does, man, around this time. Listen, a lot of people in their feelings, man. We'll talk about a couple of these games that went down, man. We'll start off with my boys first. Man, listen. Woo, good God, man. BTA, man. If you don't know what BTA stands for, that stands for Belter Ash against Hull this past weekend, man. This did not look good at all. Obviously, I should be used to this as a Man U fan by now over the last several years, and them not being in form and not being ready to go at the beginning of the season, no matter who's been at the head of the club. But man, as Man U fans, we're we get a little in our feelings, man, because this looks sloppy. It looked, we talked about Atlanta United looking like they could. There was nothing I felt positive. I mean, toward the back end, man, in the second half, they pushed everything they could, but at that point, man, Hull was well in command of that game, and they ended up taking the dub, man. Reg, Man United, man, I don't know, man. I mean, at the end of that game, man, I heard a lot of reporters talking about their fight, their physicality, man, just the roster, and what it's gonna take, man, to get Man U back to being Man U consistently. Because this should not have happened opening day against, in my opinion, an inferior team.
Yeah, it was definitely an inferior team, man. They just got promoted. But I also think, too, when you think about somebody like Hull, man, you got y'all are the big boys. So y'all had a big target on your back, man. And rather than bring guns, they tried to bring machine guns and nukes. They tried to throw everything they could at you. And for a lot of these players, man, this is the game of their lives. You know what I mean? Like, I get to play against Manchester. I get to play against Manchester United. Oh, I'm about to ball out. So, I mean, you saw that. I think there were some players, not the manager, not the fans, but not the supporters, but I think some of the players, man, just thought they were playing a Sunday league game against some Sunday league players. And, that's not how it goes. You don't take anybody for granted in this league. Everybody knows this league is the most competitive, and anybody can catch an L. I will say this too, though. They got fight, and I did like what I saw. This was not the same team, even from last season. I saw some things that were even more positive from what I saw, and I didn't like seeing it because I'm a Bournemouth fan, but I didn't like seeing some of the fight I saw. I'm like, man, now look here. But I think this is probably what was needed at the beginning of the season. I think some people, coming back from the World Cup and from other experience, I think they needed this as a wake-up call and just realize, no, everybody can catch an L. It ain't going to be us next time.
Absolutely, man. I mean, and like you said, Reg, I think we talked about this, man. Being promoted, I think them, if I'm not mistaken, was it them in Ipswich? I can't remember what. Ipswich and Hull, those are the two teams that came up. I really do think that, like you said, they got a point to prove, man, and they really want to show people why they're here. And they wasted the Hull wasted no time, obviously, doing what they did against a top tier team, man. You know what we call a Big 16. I mean, the talent is there for Man U to get this thing turned around. It's just that you got a big plate this year, man. You're back in champions. You still got to run with the PL, man. You don't have a lot of time to get this thing figured out, man. You got to come out because the big guns are gonna still keep hitting on all cylinders. Arsenal, that team over there in North London, they came out smoking. They came out the gate doing their thing, man. A couple other teams did their thing who we'll talk about here in just a minute.
Yeah,
but listen, you can't. Yeah, it's early. Yeah, you got time. It's a long season, but you don't want what to happen. What you don't want to happen is this to roll over to next week, roll over to next week, roll over to next week. Now you're 10, 11 games into this thing, man, and you're trying to move pieces around and figure out what you need to do. So you got to go back. You got to figure this out. You got to come out. I think we got Ipswich this week, another, inferior team with lesser talent. You can't let them get up and say, hey, you know what, man, we can take y'all out. And I think this is the home opener, if I'm not mistaken. I got to check that out. I got to look at it. I've been a little slacking on my PL tip, but I think this might be the home opener for Man U. Against Ipswich, man. Okay. You got to come out, guns blazing, man, and show, hey, man, last week was last week. We still, man, we can still do what we do, man, and get 3 on the board. Seriously, man. Talking about the other team across the way in Manchester, who I was a big Bournemouth fan this past weekend, if you didn't know, man. Bournemouth took on Man City, man, and you had it till you didn't. Obviously, man, Man City came on late to get that one. 2-1 against Bournemouth, man. Reds, I know you watched your boys, man. Listen, man, Bournemouth is nothing to play with, man. Y'all have asserted yourselves as being a very competitive squad in the PL, man. How did you feel week 1 against Man City? I mean, you knew it was going to be challenging against Man City week 1. How did you feel about your boys in that matchup?
Hey, man, I figured this was the time to get them because they got a lot of people leaving. Manchester City, they lost Pep Guardiola. They lost a lot of players, man. A lot of good players who have left. And then on top of that, Jeremy Doku had a calf injury. So I'm like, they're not as dangerous. So we should go ahead and take it to them. And I am glad that we did take it to them for the first half, and we had them until the 85th minute of the game. And that was more of a mental lapse than anything else. If we had stayed locked in, as they say now, we had stayed locked in through the rest of the game, we could have had a win, because it wasn't just that we were winning 1-0. It was the way we were doing it, man. We were making them uncomfortable. My nephew, Semenyo, who left us to go play for Manchester City, we double and triple teamed him because we know him. We played against him, in training every day for years. So they know, hey, we can't stop him, but we can shut him down a little bit, stop him from doing what he needs to do. So they smothered him. So I liked it, especially since we got a new manager. Our manager, Andoni Iraola, left at the end of the season, and he went over to Liverpool. But he left. But we have a great front office, man. They always are thinking ahead for every player and every person on the team. So they already had a manager in mind who could slot in with a similar style. So the players didn't have to make that much of an adjustment. I think the next game, they're going to be hungrier. I think you will see them do better in terms of, that defensive lapse that we had at the end of the game. I don't think you're going to see something like that.
Yeah, man. Obviously, yeah, man. You need to see, like you said, it was a mental error. Like I said, you had them till you didn't. Could have came out there with the draw, man. But hey, it is what it is. You come out, you fight another day, man. I think you got Everton, if I'm not mistaken, this week. I think that's the home opener for you guys. Am I right on that with Everton?
Yeah, yes, it's home opener with against Everton. And our ground, they've been working to try to get it finished. It ain't gonna be finished, so they still trying to do expansions, man. So hopefully it won't look too bad. The pitch looks good. They got most of the seats in, but they're trying to expand, man, because now they're playing in Europe this season. So they wanted to meet the UEFA requirements, and they also wanted, they're trying to get more people back in the stands, so they gotta make that stadium bigger than the 11,000 that we currently have.
Yeah, man. Obviously, man, a lot of people don't know the history about Bournemouth, man. Very, very small club. Was able to push their way up into the PL, man. Been there for a minute now, Reds. I don't know what is this year now for them up in big boy status. It's been about 6 or 7 years. Has it been almost close to a decade? Has it been?
No, see, they got relegated. They came back. They first got up in 2015. They got relegated in 2020. They were gone for 2 years, so they've been back since 2022, 2023.
Okay. So they've been back for a couple of years, man. Okay. That's what's up though, man. Yeah, smaller club, man. So like you said, man, very, very small city out there. So a lot of people used to, over here in the States, man, these big overgrown stadiums that hold 60, 70,000 people. It's not like that in the PL, man. You have some smaller clubs over there that play in the big boy league against, the big boys. So like you said, 11,000. That sounds crazy to me now that when you say it, man. 11,000, man, for a Premier League team stadium. Like I said, hopefully maybe they'll get it together, man. We can get y'all to get y'all up to about 20, 30,000. Can we get?
Hey, that's what they're building on. That's what all these building. They're trying to get UEFA standards and trying to get it to 22,000 when they're done.
Yeah, man. Obviously, too. Yeah, man. I think, man, I don't know where they are along with with doing Trafford, man, or redoing that. I have to get back in it and dig it. I know they were trying to look at redoing that as well. So I wanted to make it over there, man, to kind of check out a game. Was able to just, last year, check them out. Obviously, when they came over to Atlanta, Bournemouth came over as well to see them here when they did their U.S. tour, which is cool, man. Shout out to the PL for doing that, man. I wish you don't see a lot of the other Reds. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen too many other leagues like do that, like Bundesliga or Serie A. Do they come over? I know sometimes they have like some friendlies where they play teams and other, but I don't know if like the Bundesliga actually said, okay, we'll take 4 teams over there. I know Borussia Dortmund came over, but that was actually in like, that was like a FIFA World Club Cup or something that they did. I'm not
the Club World Cup. Yeah, they had the Club World Cup, but you're right though. It's been a minute because the Premier League, man, what they've been doing is they actually put it on a schedule. Like they make it a point, like every year or every other year, we're gonna do that Premier League summer series,
Yeah.
And people get to come and watch their teams, and they have, like you said, that 4, 5, 16, whatever competition. And now everybody, of course, after the World Cup, everybody's like, oh, so they serious. Like, yeah, we've been serious. You just didn't know. We've been serious. These stadiums been serious. So now I think, man, we probably see the Bundesliga, even La Liga, man, but they might start coming back over here.
Yeah, man, Serie A, La Liga, all of them, man. I would love to see some of the Spanish teams come over and check them out as well, man. That would be pretty cool. So we'll see, man. More soccer on the horizon, man. So we'll see how that goes, man. So on the tail end of MLS, seeing how that thing will shape out, man, before we close this chapter of MLS soccer as they move into the new season next year and the start of the PL this year, man. So we'll we'll see how this thing shakes out with the PL and how the Atlanta United is able to finish out and see if maybe we can get above that line, Reg, and make it into the playoffs. I don't know. We'll see. Gotta keep it. Drama might be on the horizon, man. Let me ask you this: Do you think? How early do you think we'll see Embolo? Do you think he'll be fit, ready to go up the standard? Maybe we see him second half this weekend, or do you think it might be a couple of games into it before we see him? I don't think he'll start, but he could. I don't know. He could start.
I mean, technically, he's got to get back into shape and whatnot, like anybody else in the Prem and anybody else in the European league. But I think it's the visa thing that's and especially with the way things are politically now with this administration and visas and whatnot. He probably won't be able to practice even with the team until after this game on Sunday. So I figure, man, he'll probably be able to play. Not this game after the 29th, not after the game on Sunday. It'll probably be 2 games from there. Okay,
cool. Definitely looking forward to seeing him, man, and seeing what he could do with this form and moving forward, man. Even going into next season, how they're gonna, get this thing restructured, man, to see what we can do. Man, look, Reg, look, it is always a pleasure having you on. Come on, talk a little soccer, man. Talk about Atlanta sports, man. Definitely appreciate you coming on, man. And we'll definitely bring you back here throughout the season, man, with the PL and a little more talk the MLS as we get closer and closer to the end of that season. Reg, let everybody know, besides Mercedes being on the compo stand, let everybody else know where they can find Reg, man.
Hey, I'm not hard to find, man. You can find me on Facebook, first and last name, Reginald McKee. I'm on IG as McReg69, MCREG69. And you can find me on that other page, Twitter. I call it Twitter, damn it. It's Twitter at Reg3641.
Yeah, man. Holla at my boy, man. Always doing big things, man. Capo extraordinaire for Atlanta United. I'm gonna be real. I'm a little biased, but I'm gonna say it, man. Ain't no my capo better than yours, for real. I don't see nobody. I don't see nobody doing it like Reg, man. Listen, let me tell y'all, man. I've been watching this cat for almost a decade up on that stand, man, doing what he need to do. And Reg ain't gonna like me saying this, man. You know, me and him done had to come. So you know what, man? You know he done got. You know what? But you know what? It don't matter. He's like, you know what? He got a passion for it, man. He get back up there, man. Get them folk, whether win, lose, whether it's some craziness going on, man. Reg he gonna get up there and do his thing, man. Shout out to all the capos for real, man. All the SGs to do their thing with Atlanta United, man. It's a lot, man. A lot of people don't understand like the undertaking and what goes into making that happen, man. They just see the product. But you and I both know, Reg, it's a lot to get that together, man.
Amen.
It's a lot to get that together, man. So shout it out, man. Like I said, Atlanta United this weekend, man. Footy Mob. All the other SGs will be over there at the Lot 17 tailgate on Saturday, man. Game kickoff against Charlotte at 7:30. You can check us out, ATL 3 Style. That's everywhere, man, that you can follow, like, and subscribe. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter. That's on Instagram. That's on YouTube, man. So make sure you hit the follow button, like, subscribe, do all that, man. And let us know what kind of content you want to hear, man. And if you even want to come out on the show, got a couple of things coming up. Like I said, man, it's going to be our Falcons preview show. That's going to be on September the 8th. We're going to air that on September the 8th. Got a couple of things that we're going to look forward to in doing that. We'll have to maybe swing it back around, man, to do our college show on maybe next week, talk about a little UGA and talk about college football as a whole. So definitely got a lot of things coming up and on the horizon, man. And then as we move into the NFL season, we'll have a couple of more surprises in store for you all that enjoy watching our content, man. So this has been another edition of the ATL 3 Style, man. I am the OG. Shout out to my boy Reg, man. We'll holler at y'all on the next go round.